How to buy a car in your business's name. Did you know that you could buy a car in your business's name? Oh yeah, you heard that right. Noelle Randall is an entrepreneur, a business owner, and so I have bought many cars in my business name. I'm gonna tell you exactly how you can do it too. Let's go.
Noelle. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, all you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
I'm gonna share with you a step-by-step detailed process on how to buy a car in your business's name, even if you're just getting started as a business owner. 2, I'm gonna share with you the differences between buying a car in your business's name and leasing a car in your business's name and give you some benefits of which one is best for you. And last but not least, I'm gonna share with you some secret ways on how to write off all of the expenses for the car plus the cost of the car, because it's an asset of your business. So let's talk about all of the benefits of putting a car in your business name and why you want to do this. Because you are a business owner, pretty much everything that you do for your business is a business write-off. Now again, I am not a tax professional or an attorney, so I'm not gonna give you any tax advice, but as from experience as a serial entrepreneur, someone that runs 6 businesses, I can tell you that I am able to buy cars in my business's name, then I'm able to write off not just, I don't necessarily do the mileage, there's different ways when you get with an accountant that they can write these things off. But I take like the actual expenses, all of the oil changes that I do for my car, all of the tires that it may need, the gasoline that it costs me to drive the car, like the actual expenses of the vehicle, I am able to write off. Now, this is a benefit to most business owners that they do not know. So if you need write-offs and expenses and you are trying to lower the amount of taxes that you may be paying to your business, this is a great way to do that. Additionally, I started this while I still had a job, okay? You can literally have a job and own a business and put cars in your business's name. And I did this. So one of the ways that I was able to lower my tax liability, how much taxes I owed to the IRS, was through the expenses and the write-offs from my business. And one major write-off being the car that I drove. Everything that you do as a business owner probably means that you are driving. Most cases you have to get to your locations, to your events, to meet your clients, whatever it may be. So this is why it is written in the tax code, and it is one of the things you should be taking advantage of. So let's get into how you get this done, because it's super easy. So when we are talking about putting a car in your business's name, we are essentially talking about business credit. Now, of course, you can register a car in your business's name if you have truly set it up as an entity, but what I'm really talking to you about, how to really turn this into your advantage, is to have it really in your business's name through business credit, meaning your business can borrow the money to buy the car and pay for the car. That is the key. That is the thing most people are not talking about, because most people do not know that they can do this. So let's talk about how you get this done, because again, super easy. You just have to be a business. You must have a real business license, like an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp. You have to have your EIN number, a professional phone number, a professional email, and a professional website. Those are like the basic things, and that's really all you need to have a real business, okay? The next thing that you're going to do, and I made an entire video if you need this on business credit, I'm gonna put a link to it in the description box, to building business credit really fast. Of course, you're going to need a Dun & Bradstreet number. Dun & Bradstreet is the #1 reporting agency for business credit, okay? And I'll again put a link to that video that teaches you all about this, but it's free to get a Dun & Bradstreet number. And this is the credit bureau that most lenders will use or check, okay? Now, there's a few others that will check Experian Business or Equifax Business, but again, I have a whole video that teaches you on business credit if you need to watch that. But this is very easy to get done. So whether or not you're able to finance the car in your business name, or you have just to register it in your business name, you're probably going to want to do that, because you will get those benefits that I mentioned earlier. So now let's talk about buying or leasing a car in your business's name, because that's really what we're talking about. Again, in almost any situation, if you have a real business established, you can register the car in the business's name. And that is great, because now, of course, you're saying that this car is used for business purposes. But now let's get into actually financing it and buying it or leasing it in the business's name using business credit, okay? Meaning they will finance it in your business's name. They check your business's credit. They don't necessarily put it on your personal credit. Okay, so this is the process. This is what you want to do, and this is how I buy my cars. This way it doesn't show up on my personal credit report. Again, when it comes to business credit, there is a separate entity. Your business has its own business credit profile. It will have you use your EIN number and your Dun & Bradstreet as the identifier instead of your social security number. This way, when you make the payments, it will report on the business credit reports and not on your personal credit report. So let me give you one piece of advice because this is super important. There's a thing called a personal guarantee. In most cases, the lender, even if they're going to finance it and put it in your business's name, which is what they do for me, they still make me do a personal guarantee. Now, I've done 6 or 7 cars this way, so on the last ones, I actually did not. I have enough trade lines on my business credit report where I do not have to personally guarantee it. In fact, my business makes more money and is more wealthy than I am as a person, so they actually do want to lend to my business's name. But that is a commercial type of loan. If we're just talking about a regular loan, all right, for a car, in your business's name, they're most likely going to make you personally guarantee it. That's totally okay. All you need to do is ask or request that it doesn't go on your personal report unless you default. Most cases, that's the situation, unless it's the first time you're doing the car. Usually after the second or the third time, they will not report it on your personal credit report. It'll just be on the business credit unless you default on the car. So that's the amazing thing. So now let me give you some bonus tips on financing versus leasing the car in your business's name and some points that you will need because this is super important. When it comes to financing the car, like I said, you will have to usually do a personal guarantee. Also, though, leasing will offer you some amazing benefits as well, especially in regards to the tax write-offs. Again, get with your accountant because usually if you lease the car in your business's name, you can write off everything. And this is something that I used to do. However, the mileage and some of the penalties used to get very expensive, and now I found a way to monetize my cars in a way that is absolutely amazing. So one of the things that I do now is I put my cars on Turo, and I will rent them out when I am not using them, and this is how I get these cars almost for free. I get to drive cars that I want to drive. This is a 2020 Tesla Model X that basically costs me absolutely nothing per month. So I finance the car in my business name, and I do use it for business purposes, obviously looking at real estate property and things like that. But I also monetize the vehicle by putting it on Turo. It rents for nearly over $200 per day, and I'm easily able to pay the car note or any other expenses, and it is truly an asset of the business. So you can turn your car into a business. You can use it for your business. There's so many ways that you can make money off your car, especially if you do it in your business's name. So you want to get to it. One last thing, you will probably need a business checking account. Remember I said you'll need some basic items for your business, LLC, C Corp, S Corp, professional phone number, all of those things mentioned earlier. You will also want to have a business checking account with at least 3 months of statements. Usually when you are financing or leasing a car, if you don't have your tax returns, they will ask you, which is what they asked me for, was just 2 or 3 months worth of bank statements. They will look at how much deposits is going to that, and that is how they would determine your income. So again, they have some really creative ways where they're getting people to finance cars in their business name. This is becoming a lot more popular, which is why I'm making this video, because this opportunity is amazing. Interest rates are so low. Like I said, I got this brand new 2020 Tesla Model X, and the interest rate is less than 4% on a 72-month loan, and it's in my business's name, and I'm easily able to make money off this car, and I love driving it. So this is what you can do too.